Coast Nation, Sanbonan Bafetu, and welcome back to Football Trends with me, OQB. Now, in today's video, guys, we do have a lot to talk about, so make sure that you grab some tea or whatever it is so that you can be able to see what we are going to talk about. But anyways, guys, yesterday I did a video explaining what I'm talking about today, but the video was bad, it was poor. Now, just shows you how much effort that has been done to make sure that I give you guys whatever it is that I can be able to give to you. But anyways, guys, we have, like I've said, we have a lot to talk about. Just make sure that you like the video, you subscribe to the channel, and also do not forget to click the bell notification so that next time when I post a new video, you will get notified and be able to watch that video. Now, starting off with yeah, I know you guys want to know about the Dantel. Of course, we've received new information. 4 point something million we've signed that player. But anyways, before we get there, I just want us to quickly go back and start with a signing known as Luther Singh. According to sources, this is what has been said. He's back in sign-ups. They say Kaizer Chiefs have shown interest, but a deal is unlikely to happen at this stage because he's back in sign-ups. He's got 1 year remaining with them for now, and it looks like he do stay there, and they want to keep him after a good season. Source. So further said, it's a similar situation with Mihlali Mayambela. Now, guys, we've spoken about Mihlali Mayambela, and for now, let's just move on from that because Nkolisile and everything. So I do not want to drag on and get back to that. And then moving on, we talk about this guy, Sipho Mbule. Well, this time there's nothing I can say, but let's just have a listen to agent Mike Makab when he says what he has to say about Sipho Mbule. And I believe he's talking mostly about Kaizer Chiefs when he says, we were expecting him to be at other clubs, big teams, which we definitely do know what big teams he's talking about, because it can't be only Kaizer Chiefs. Also, there's Orlando Pirates, so those I can say are the two big teams, and that's what happened at the end of the day, despite the interest from different teams out there. But with Kaizer Chiefs, we do know the situation, and I've explained, guys, that I think, in my own opinion, Kaizer Chiefs is not going to sign him because of the behavior. That's it. But other than that, I do feel like Mike Makap did his job and made sure that he gave us the player so that we can be able to sign him, just like he gave us Ethan Chislete. But for now, let's just take a listen to this, and then we'll move on to Ethan Chislete.
Your column and comment about you expecting to see him somewhere else. That was speculation, and you and I spoke about this off air for a period. That at the end of the day, don't forget that Sipho Mbule was only declared a free agent on 1 June because Sundowns had an option until the end of May. So we could not do anything with Sipho until the 1st of June. Firstly, from a contractual point of view, and secondly, from an ethical point of view. We don't like to deal in a way where we're talking to clubs while a player is contracted to another club, and the possibility is that the player's contract might be extended. So, to put the record straight, we only started looking at options for Sipho on 1 June. A lot of people have said, why do you have to phone clubs? Why don't clubs phone you? Sometimes clubs do phone you. Sometimes agents phone clubs, particularly if you've got good relationships. Sipho Mbule, and this is important for you to understand. Sipho Mbule, with all of his issues, is a top-class football player. And it was always my opinion that he would either go to a club in North Africa. We had a lot of interest in the Middle East, particularly from 3 clubs in Dubai. And then we were of the opinion that it would be a big club in South Africa that would be interested or could sign him. Now, this business about creating these misconceptions regarding I deal with Mamelodi Sundowns in one way, Kaizer Chiefs in another way, Orlando Pirates in a different way, Skakuna United. It's not true at all. One thing I will never do, and I've been accused of this, one thing I will never do is take a player and try and market the player to get another club interested. Absolutely not. Okay. So, truth of the matter is that, of course, we were talking to a few clubs. Of course, there was interest. But I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this for the last time. Football clubs have a right to make decisions, not based upon what general consensus is. No football club in the world signs a player because they believe that's what its fan base wants.
Well, as you can hear for yourselves, Buffet, that was Agent Mike Markups. Now, I'm sorry, guys, I did not have, the visuals to show you what he said in terms of Umfana Ethan Chislete. Now, this is what he's saying. He says his first preference was Chiefs. I could have taken him to Pirates. There was also interest. Honestly, there was interest from Sundowns as well. So there was a lot of interest in Ethan, but the player decided, no, the team that I want to play for, which is the best team in Africa, we all know, is Kaizer. So that's why we ended up getting the services of this guy. Now, at the end of the day, as an agent, I think he's just doing his job. But yes, I think we do have to say, for me, at least on my side of things, because I definitely do agree with this signing. I feel like he's a player that is going to give us much when it comes to playing for Kaizer Chiefs. I hope he doesn't disappoint me. I hope a lot of signings that we have signed this season, they don't get to disappoint, because we are looking for a better future, better everything. We are looking for better stability and consistency. We do not need another inconsistent squad, which it's something that we have been seeing so far with the team. And then we move on, guys. We look at this new signing, Kanyeso Shinga, which we've talked about yesterday, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. We did a live stream and we were talking about him. Unfortunately, guys, the network was bad, so I couldn't give you everything. But anyways, here I have more information. The player, it is currently reported that the team Kaizer Chiefs agreed to sign this guy for 4.2 million. And yeah, 4.2 million, you might be asking yourself, why so much little money if he's a international player? Well, we will talk about it. We'll talk about it in just a second. Let's just quickly move on. Skakuna United currently are looking to sign Darren Keith, which is a goalkeeper now. Remember, Kaizer Chiefs, recently we've spoken about the rumors linking Kaizer Chiefs with Ronaldo Lina, which is a Skakuna United player. So definitely it looks like there might be something that is happening with Ronaldo Lina, because they might not sell or look to sign another goalkeeper, knowing very well that their first choice goalkeeper is still at the club, unless Kaizer Chiefs have signed the player. But anyways, all will be revealed in due time. In due time, guys, everything will be revealed. And then also another player who I've talked about in yesterday's video, which I did not get to upload. We have this player known as Chislete Ndlovu. Now, Chislete Ndlovu Bafethu, it looks like Kaizer Chiefs, they have entered formal talks with the SuperSport United in order to be able to sign Chislete Ndlovu before they leave for Europe. So yeah, Ndlovu, I think, is a player that will, uzivale position kamart. That's what I think. Anyways, I think he's another player that is going to be a hard worker, who's going to try and add something in terms of that midfield. But other than that, yeah, he did a bit better last season compared to Matt. But with Matt, I don't think he had one of the best seasons. He is later on Masigio Peli contract. That's where we started to see him do some wonders. But earlier he was nowhere to be seen. We could not even understand the kind of player that he was. But later on, with the new signings and everything, that's where we started to see Yusuf Matt giving us what we needed. So now I feel like they are trying to get a backup so that they can be able to know that whenever Yusuf Mat is not available, they can bring this guy as a backup, because they are kind of similar to me. They are kind of similar. They're both hard workers, not the best in terms of central midfield, but I do feel like they're hard workers. So definitely it looks like Kaizer Chiefs are trying their best to make sure that they bring this player to Nashorena and have his services, so that whenever they travel to Netherlands, they have what they need. And then also there's something that we're going to talk about. There's a story here that I have quoted by Unplayable ZA. Unfortunately, guys, I did not find the video or a clip where she says those words, but definitely before we get here, let's just have a listen to what she said. She also talked about the signings and also the team getting back, and also saying no, they're going to reveal some of the signings before they leave, and also after when they come back from Netherlands. So I believe that's what I got. Obviously I won't show you everything, but I will try to piece together the most important information. So let's just have a look at this video.
No, very excited. I think we had to look and decide we want to go, and Europe was certainly the destination, and the Netherlands for us was somewhere we've been wanting to go for some time. Great football there, and one of the things is to get the team to a space they haven't been in, expose them to a different type of football, and we have some games scheduled, I think from the 8th to the 15th, 16th. So very excited about those, and also I think it was also a great cultural experience that we want to have. Diplomatically, we will be engaging and be hosted by the ambassador today in Pretoria, and also promoting South Africa. I think it's important for African teams, and particularly South African teams, to build strong ties internationally, and this is important for us, and we're excited about it. Well, great to see the players come back. I see they've maintained their fitness. That's what I love. They've been focused, and I think they're ready to come and face the challenges that they have. Certainly, we are working on the intakes for the new season, and I know that the technical team as well as the footballing and sporting department are working very closely to making sure that they are looking at different types of players and signing the players for the next season, and hopefully we'll see some of those signings at the Toyota Cup, and also training in the preseason. But certainly I think the window's open for a period of time, so we're not closed off and saying the signings we make now are fast and final, but certainly there's a lot of work being done to make sure that we realize the vision, which is to continue ascending locally and on the African continent in terms of our rightful place and where we should be as Kaizer Chiefs. How do they know that we're not vigorous? I think what I would say to our supporters, and I know our supporters are patient and will understand, is that allow us to do the announcements. We've seen how it's untidy when we're talking about players we haven't signed yet. Some players are in clubs. There's still negotiations taking place. We need to give the process time, and that's why we have the window in which to do that. I think maintaining professionalism and integrity in the way that we do our business is important as well.
Well, you've heard it, guys, from the horse's mouth. Now, let's just continue with, what was further said. I think it was said before the views were taken, but this is something that she said. She was asked in terms of whether Kaizer Chiefs, are willing to pay in the market, because when you look at the transfer targets, players like Abafisa Saloom, Fiston Maele, you ask yourself, is Kaizer Chiefs willing to pay for those players, or they are not willing to pay, for certain players of that caliber? Which there she answered, she was like, no, Chiefs pay a lot of money, Sam, so I'm actually quite surprised at suggestions that the club isn't willing to pay. So I think it is absolute nonsense. If I look at our budget and look at the investments we are making into players and the transfer space, I also think the South African market needs to evaluate itself. Are the negotiations fair? The prices people asking for players fair? We have to look at our industry, but we have certainly made sure, and you can see from our investment in the last season, not only in the players but in the technical team, which obviously yes, I do agree with her in terms of that. They are showing signs that they do want to spend, but at the end of the day, there are some players. Now I'm not gonna take sides and say no, she's right or she's wrong, but what I'm definitely going to say say is that there are certain players which you can see when you're looking at that player and you evaluate, and they say, since you guys are interested, this is the amount you should pay for this player. Maybe they charge about 20 million for a player. It doesn't make any sense. And then that player, you end up hearing that player signed for another team for about 10 or even less than 10 million rands, which you understand it doesn't make any sense. But also there are players which Kaizer Chiefs, if ever they are really interested in signing those players, because yes, you can't pay everything or get everything that you want, but there are players, if you feel like you really need that player, you have to take out that money and activate the buyout clause. That's the only way. So that is something also I think we have to remember at home and everyone else who's watching. But anyways, guys, those were the words from Jessica Motaung herself, and also the done deal of Ukanyisa Shingo, which I hope to see what the coach, the technical team, the players, and also the management are cooking for us this coming season. Well, Bafetu, I believe this is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you later on with something new. Peace. I'm sorry for being late, guys. I hope you can forgive me.